Welcome to my in-depth guide to the Mark 18 ABR, a modernized variant of the M14 battle rifle designed to fulfill the role of a designated marksman rifle. The Mark 18 ABR, or the Mark 14 EBR, or Enhanced Battle Rifle as it is known in real life, is a more compact and lightweight evolution of the M14. It is very versatile and can be accessorized with many attachments. Initially designed for high accuracy, the Mark 18 selective fire allows you to deal with threats at close range very easily. It is chambered in 7.62 by 51mm cartridge, and it can be most effective when used in ranges up to 800 meters. Can you shoot farther than 800 meters with the EBR? How many shots do you need to penetrate different types of protective vests? What are the attachments that this rifle supports? And are you able to rely on this weapon in close range combat? Let's find out. As a part of the Arma 3 vanilla arsenal, from the beginning, the Mark 18 was a popular choice among many players, especially in PvP game modes such as King of the Hill and Wasteland. It supports a wide range of different optics, varying from CQC, rifle optics, and even long-range sniper scopes. The 7.62 suppressor is also a very useful addition, allowing for a stealthier approach. But a single attachment that truly helps this rifle to be as efficient as possible, allowing you to take out multiple enemies very quickly without losing control of the gun, is the bipod. Here's an example. When deployed, notice how the bullet grouping is clumped up, and with minimal correction in aim, or when a target is moving that is, you are able to do some serious damage. In this particular test, we are shooting at a target that's 200 meters away from a crouched position and our bipod deployed using an RCL. I first shot 10 bullets in semi-auto fire mode and then another 10 rounds in full auto, but using short bursts. The result was pretty similar. I then shot at the same target, but this time without deploying my bipod. While shooting in semi-auto mode, I was able to correct my shots fairly quickly, and in full auto, it was pretty much a disaster. Note, however, that there is no need to shoot at someone who is 200 meters away using full automatic mode. I simply did it for comparison. The final result was obvious. When the Apex expansion was released, a very arguably overpowered assault rifle was born, the AK-12. The Mark 18 did not seem that special anymore. When you have an assault rifle which was initially able to shoot accurately at distances of about 1000 meters, with the option of firing 40mm grenades as well, why would you go for a DMR instead? After a couple of patches, the performance of the AK-12 was slightly changed, but the weapon still remains as one of the most popular and best performing ones in PvP game modes. For that reason, I decided to test the damage of the Mark 18, so let's see what you can expect and in which situations are you able to fully rely on this rifle. The first target was 25 meters away. I then proceeded to shoot targets at 50, 75, 100, 200, and 300 meters. The result was the same for all targets up to 200 meters, meaning the Mark 18 granted a one-shot kill to the head, upper and lower torso, and even legs. Sometimes, however, it took 2 shots to down the target when shot in the leg. 2 shots were also needed when the target was hit in the arms. Keep in mind though that the targets you are looking at right now are wearing tac vests, and you will later see how the ABR performs against other types of protective vests. The final test for the mid-range damage, which was shooting a target at a distance of 300 meters, finally showed that my shots began to lose damage at that range. Unless you score a headshot, you will require 2 body shots to take out your target. Nevertheless, back to the topic of overpowered weapons, it is absolutely appropriate that you need 2 shots on average to take out an enemy when playing a PvP game mode. The next part of the damage testing consisted of shooting at targets which were 500, 800, and 1000 meters away, in that order. The ABR was very accurate, but it took 3 shots to the body for the target to go down. 1 or 2 shots if hit in the head, depending on the angle of our shot. I managed to score a one-hit kill by hitting the target in the lower stomach, but that only happened once. Speaking from experience, it is more likely to either hit the head or upper torso when shooting players from 500 meters. While still having the LRPS equipped, I shot at targets which were 800 and 1000 meters away next. The result was the same, 3 hits to take them down was my conclusion. Now, I ask myself this: in which situation would I use the ABR in order to actually shoot someone who is 800 meters away or even more? First off, sniping the objective, and secondly, counter-sniping. In both cases, I always prefer a bolt-action rifle if I'm playing on a modded server, or something like an M320 if playing King of the Hill. I would not recommend counter-sniping nor sniping with the ABR, with the main reason being that you need more than one shot to take out an enemy, and also, the accuracy can be very questionable on those ranges, especially with the ABR. Headshots, both lucky and intentional, are always a walk-around. So the only remaining option you have is to send a volley of rounds towards a target that is far away and pray for the best. Note that this is for PvP only, as players do move when they hear snaps around them, so you will pretty much have a hard time when trying to snipe with the Mark 18. Now let's quickly see the effectiveness of the ABR against other types of armor. The left target has no armor equipped, the middle one has a carrier light rig, and the target on the right is wearing the carrier special rig, which is a vest with the highest armor rating, currently in Armor 3. 2 shots to penetrate and take down the target with a carrier light, 3 shots for the carrier special rig. For comparison, take a look at the same test using an AK-12. In King of the Hill, the Spec Op class is equipped with a carrier special rig, allowing you to tank more shots, but with the cost of decreased movement speed. With all things previously tested, this particular model of the Mark 14 is the Mark 14 Mod 0. The Mod 0 has a barrel length of 18 inches. In Armor 3, the only other model for this gun I found is a part of the RHS United States Armed Forces pack, and it is the Mark 14 ABR RI, or Rock Island. This version is more suitable for long-range engagements due to its longer barrel, to be more specific, 22 inches. The RHS version of the Mark 14 only supports single-fire mode and cannot be equipped with a suppressor. Still, it is a great rifle, and as the Red Hammer Studios have some of the best mod packs out there, I'm sure this gun is favored by many players. Finally, let's see how the Mark 14 performs when shooting through different materials. To start off, when fired at a stack of wooden walls, most of the bullets penetrated roughly 4 walls, and the red lines are indicating that their damage was consistent. Depending on the angle of our shots, some rounds even went through as far as 6 walls. The changing color of the tracer lines can be seen from the 4th wall, going from red to yellow, then green, and finally blue, indicating that by the time that particular bullet penetrated through a certain amount of resistance, it will have done virtually no damage. You are more likely to get hit by a ricochet than an actual bullet in situations where someone is trying to, quote-unquote, wallbang you. For shots through buildings, we are looking at an example from King of the Hill, and it is clear that this rifle, or better yet, the 7.62 round, has no trouble penetrating the brick wall and dispatching the target. Military tower walls, however, cannot be penetrated with this caliber. The final example, a concrete barrier. Not much to say here, except that the bullets didn't do much in this test. We're gonna leave that to the big boy guns. Let's talk a bit about the Mark 18 ergonomics. And by this I mean how effective it is when stripped of all attachments. By this, I also mean the effectiveness of this rifle's iron sights. If in some cases you pick up a rifle you like, but it has no scope attached to it, are you gonna use it, or are you gonna throw it away? The Mark 18's iron sights are very reliable, sharp, accurate, and able to get the job done when, for whatever reason, you have no optics on the rifle. Being able to get a scope in a certain game mode doesn't necessarily mean you have to or want to do so. As I sometimes enjoy playing with this rifle and using iron sights only, I'm sure I'm not the only one. As the title of this video says, this is a complete guide to the ABR. It would be a shame if I wouldn't include some footage as to how this rifle performs when shooting at vehicles. No, it cannot destroy a tank, nor blow up an artillery piece, but here are some useful facts. You need 5 bullets to take out a tire on a quad bike, and as far as the armored vehicles go, you need 8 bullets to take out a tire of a Strider, Ifrit, and a Hunter. As far as the windshields go, 25 rounds will shatter the glass, allowing you to kill the driver and make him buy a new vehicle. And last but not least, are you able to rely on the ABR in close quarter combat? Absolutely. High rate of fire, a manageable recoil, and high caliber rounds are just what you need for some room clearing. Careful though, keep track of your ammo count, as the ABR is only capable of using the 20 round box magazine. Short bursts will do the trick when you have the upper hand, and the good old spray and pray when you get surprised. Are you a fan of the Mark 18? And if so, in which situations do you prefer to use it in? Do you think that it's just right? Or does this rifle need some changes in the future? As one of the few designated marksman rifles based on a real weapon in the original Arma 3 arsenal, in my eyes, the Mark 18 will always be very useful and, more importantly, lots of fun to use. Thank you for watching and see you in the next episode.